The power of his dream brings you here. HISMAN Sean Collard.
Now we're talking about the rule of engagement. Have you ever been in that place where people say, so rate this service or rate this program between 1 and 10, 1 being absolutely disgusting and 10 being fantastic, or how's the pain? 1 being not so sore and 10 being I feel like I'm going to die. The only problem with this rule of engagement is who gets to determine what the ground zero is. And it does change. So in other words, your pain, according to my pain, is going to be totally different. We have people who have had lots of operations that if they get hurt, they just move on because they're so used to pain. But for me, if I get a paper cut, oh my gosh, I feel like my fingers cut off, So my rating is going to be different. So we have to create a common ground, well, a ground zero as to what is the basis. Where do we begin? What makes it what it is? And so the rule of engagement, if you actually go look at science, well, it's the rule of engagement is there's a 0 in the middle, and to the left is -1, -2, -3, and then to the right is +1, +2, +3. In the middle is where it all starts. So if we look at one of the ground zero principles, or say 2 of the ground zero principles when it comes to marriage, is we need to have date night and we need to love one another. Those are the 2 ground zero principles. And if you're not loving, now love has ground principles within itself. So it starts off with being patient, kind, not self-seeking, hold no records of wrongs, and we need to look for the good in the other, and we need to tell the truth. Now, if you don't have those ground zero principles in place in that relationship, well, even if you're not going to have date night, well, I'm going to move you to the left of that 0, which is ground 0, to -2. And remember, I'm not defining you. I'm just positioning you, saying you are 2 steps away, that even though you are married, you're not really enjoying it to its full, because those need to be in place to be able to call it a marriage. So it's very, very important that when we come to the rules of engagement in life, is that it's not on a scale of 1 to 10. It starts off at ground 0. What are the factors that give this thing its existence? And when those things are in place, you can actually say, I am at ground 0. That's where it begins.
The power of his dream brings you here. HISMAN Sean Collard.